Hello and welcome to Tales from the Coast. My name is Cam, and I will be your Dungeon Master through this Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition campaign. I'm sure we'll do some proper introductions in the near future, but for now, let's hop right into our first ever recorded session. And that audio quality, we'll work on it.
Yeah, it does feel a little weird being recorded, I can't lie.
I'm really excited.
I wish I didn't know.
Sorry, dude. So, somebody tell me about their character. Let's start that at least.
Alright.
Marcel, do you want to lead us off?
Sure. So my character is Flax the famous fire flipper. He's a goblin bard, and he wants to join the cult of Rakdos one day. He's chaotic neutral, and he's really into lighting stuff on fire and stabbing people's eyes out.
Beautiful.
How about Victor? Sure. So Victor, not much to say about him. He's coming to hell because he's in search of somebody. Ben, tell us about your character.
Alright. A big, tall, proud, bordering on arrogant dragonborn. Perhaps rightfully so, very proud of his heritage and finds that that's something that gives him a great deal of personal strength, both in the most literal, fire-breathing, sword-wielding sense, and in the conviction that it gives him to look out for the betterment of his fellow people, to watch over them, to assist them in their struggles, should they recognize his place in society. Generally strives to do the right thing, a bit of a temper, but, you know, he doesn't just talk the talk, he tries to walk the walk about doing the right thing, and bit of a sucker for a good cause, which is how he has ended up in the company of Victor, I do believe.
In his search for whoever it may be.
Mm-hmm.
What you got for your character so far, Paul?
So, my character is D'Artagnan, the barbarian tiefling. So, his heritage is kind of like almost Little Mermaid-esque in the sense that he is like a devil, and but still very much like a kind of brawler, but grew up and has lived his entire life on the material plane. But his family has renounced hell and stayed away and kind of tried to turn more to the good side, but he kind of has leaned away from that. He really kind of is just looking to follow his heritage to hell, and kind of because his parents are like, oh yeah, don't go to hell. He's like, fuck it, I'm gonna go. Screw you, Mom, I'm going to hell.
Awesome. Sam, what you got for us about Olosos?
Yo, Sam?
Still cooking eggs?
Yeah.
What can you tell us about your character?
Olosos?
Ocelosos? Ocelot?
Obelisk.
Obelisk.
I can't tell. For a little bit, I couldn't tell if you were fucking with me until now.
No, I still don't get it.
Ocelot, there we go.
Ozelisk? Mozelisk.
Mazel tov.
Mollusk. Yeah.
Merle.
Hey, Merle, tell us about your character.
Moses?
Sorry, Sam.
Does he get this every time he introduces himself?
So I am a half-elf rogue. What's that?
Does he get this every time he introduces himself, or?
I guess, apparently. Well, it's canon now, so. I am Obelisk, the half-elf rogue, the sailor background. I don't know how I got here, who all you are, and what I'm doing here, but no. I'm just figuring things out. And for some reason, I feel this big need to impress my dad, even though I don't remember who he is.
Respectable.
Daddy issues.
All right, sweet. Quick note for everyone about where we are. So I think everyone knows first layer of hell, Avernus. Very arid, dry as fuck, crazy as fuck, red sky.
Like dry as fuck is like
arid. There's not much to eat or drink.
So it's like a desert? Like we're in Vegas?
Parts of it are, yeah.
Okay.
And there's definitely a big party in the center too.
Nice.
So we'll call it Vegas.
Cool. Who's gonna end up with a Mike Tyson tattoo?
Funny fact about
Four dudes
tattoos:
in it.
everybody's actually starting with a
I'm
mark
gonna get
of
a
Avernus.
tattoo.
You got one, baby. So you can put it anywhere on your body you want, but it basically just marks you as a soldier of the devil armies in the Blood War. So you're protected from rogue devils. Currently.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
So I have to put that on myself?
It's already
I'm
on
gonna
you,
put
but
it
you can
right
choose
below.
where.
Nice. Fuck.
I'm gonna put it on the other arm because on my right arm is a heart with a anchor, and in the middle of the heart it says "Dad."
Nice.
Man, your character's a bitch.
What does
Awesome,
this
I like
marking look like?
There's a black sword wreathed in flames with skeletal wings also wreathed in flames wrapping around it.
Cool.
Can I do a religion check
that's
on what
pretty
I've marked myself with?
Yeah, totally.
So I don't know if a one really floats there.
You have no fucking idea.
Yeah,
So,
jeez.
can I say a side note if we're recording here? I don't know if you want to edit this out, but
Yep.
I've noticed that when I'm on Sam's end, a roll, and then I have
It's
no
so
idea
loud.
what the roll was.
Say what it is.
So say what it is, because if it's a 1, and that's got thematical, like, oh shit, he just rolled a 1, but the person listening has no idea what was rolled, right?
That is such a good point.
So-
Yeah, Marcel.
Yeah.
Or we need to edit it in afterwards, office style.
That's
That's a 1.
So one quick blurb is about where we are. So it's a region called the Cloven Plains, which is like a shattered plateau riven by crevasses and deep trenches. And you all have found yourself in the very center, called the Soul Trough. Essentially just the middle of the current war, the Blood War. And with that, do you guys want to hop right into it?
the soul trough.
The Soul Trough.
So, like, is there cattle there? Like a
Souls.
trough? Okay, just souls.
Just souls.
Don't drink the water. Is that like there's a sign there?
No, it energizes you.
There's no water.
That's
Oh,
Mhm.
well, okay. I just thought trough.
I drink the water. I'll just drink the water.
So how the hell did we meet each other, by the way?
Just getting into that right
Oh,
now.
cool,
So we
okay.
got a little blurb, and then we'll get right into it.
Okay.
War rages. On all sides, lesser fiends and devils fight and die under a blood-red sky. Soot and foul ichor drench the ground, the only remains to mark their passing. Around you are a handful of other embattled mortals. What foolish endeavors brought them here, you know not. But now is not the time to contemplate. Now is the time to fight. To push back the demons and live another day, or die, and lose your very souls to the devils you toil under. Welcome to hell, adventurers.
Cool.
So yeah, essentially you see around you, you're literally on a battlefield to start.
And this battlefield is like massive, or is it like?
Yeah,
Okay.
and you guys are at the very front. So I assume Victor and Akara, you guys are probably bottled up together since you've come here together.
Yeah.
Where does everyone else see themselves in this big battlefield?
Probably like hiding behind someone or something big. Like right behind maybe his
The
legs.
side.
I've got my great sword in one hand and my hand axe in the other, and I'm just like.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm trailing right behind him.
Sounds good. And you guys are essentially the beachhead holding back the first waves in this ongoing battle. So with that, I'll have you all roll initiative.
Cool.
That's a 6.
Oh, he's quick. Oh, he's quick. I got a 21.
Cool.
19.
Bend yourself.
I got a
You got
6.
a 6.
Okay, now you can. I got a 12.
12? Cool.
And I see myself at 9.
9. Alrighty.
Alright, so I'm gonna make some of these really cool things that Marcel made for AC and all the rest. If you're cool with that, it
Yeah,
helps
man.
show us too where we're kind of at. No real surprises. Anybody got a specific color that they really want? Sam, since you're gone, I'll let you go first because you can't really even see the colors.
Pink.
Oh, well, there is a pink one.
Nice.
Nice.
Pink.
Perfect.
Wow, this is some
No.
weird daddy shit you got going on.
What kind of daddy are we talking about?
Do you wear a choker by any chance?
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to be your daddy anymore.
Sam's character will just
the
go.
most baller choker ever.
Oh
I don't know.
god.
I got money. I'm a sugar daddy.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, you got some real smooth skin, Mr.
Speaking
Elf.
of money, how much money are we starting out with?
So everybody knows I was playing some level 1s
Do I
recently.
really have to say my name again?
And yeah, say it again. What was it, Merle?
Mordecai.
Maglord?
That'll be me.
Mouse?
Yeah, Merle High Church.
Merle.
Speaking of daddies, eh?
Oh,
So we all rolled initiative, right?
Yeah. D'Artagnan's going to be starting us off. So beside you is...
Did you guys get that? My initiative is 12?
Yeah, gotcha.
And your name's Merle.
Yeah. It's not even close to what it sounded like, too.
All right. Can I roll perception to see what's in front of me?
You don't even need to roll.
Yeah.
So standing directly to your left is this hulking devil soldier. You know him as the current captain, you could say, of this legion. He's a bearded devil named Amagin Bloodeye. And around you are a whole bunch of corpses of lesser fiends and devils as well. And storming towards you are a group of mains, which are these little horrible, wretched, small creatures of the abyss. And then a couple larger ones among them also.
Perfect. Well, can I run towards the all the other small like minions, and I want to try to scoop one up and throw him at one of the bigger guys.
You can definitely do that. Are you trying to scoop up like one of your little devil allies, or scoop up one of the run forward and grab one of the enemies?
One of the enemies, yeah. I want to scoop up one of the smaller like minion enemies and try to throw him at the bigger one.
Of course.
Would that be acrobatics or athletics? Give me athletics for strength. Come on.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Nat 20.
That's a nat 20.
Woo!
You were
Starting
born
off
for this
strong.
ball.
Yep. Describe to me how you do this.
Oh, I want the accent. I want the accent.
Which one?
I want this guy to be a Westerner, man.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, give me a second with this one. Right. So I mosey on up to this little motherfucker and I give him a grab right in the throat as I boot one of his other buddies and almost whip him like sideways by the top of his head, like almost like a disc whip, right as he flops off the other guy and just patangs off the other way.
Beautiful. Ting. Do you want to roll me like a d6 for damage?
Yeah. And that's 3 damage.
3.
Plus his modifiers too.
Plus my
Awesome, so
strength.
5.
Yeah.
So the mains, when you pating him off the other slightly larger creature, it just like its neck cracks and it just instantly kind of dissolves into a pool of goo.
Ooh.
And so now you are up closer though, because they are this big gang. So you're about like 15 feet away from like the main group of these enemies, right in front of the group. That brings us to Flax.
Whoa.
So your meat shield's moved on.
Whoa, that was some cool shit, guys! And I got a short sword in my one hand, a knife in my other hand, and I run up behind Flax, and I'm kind of ducking between his ankles and stabbing a couple guys in front of him.
Awesome. So there's a handful of these wretched little mains creatures all around, and then
Okay.
there's these 2 larger ones
Okay,
in the vicinity also.
I'll do 2 of the smaller ones. Try
Oh, yeah.
to reduce their numbers a bit. Ooh, not so well. I got an 11 and a 10.
You hit both times.
Cool. Let's roll these here. So, for the same damage. 7 and 7 damage.
Perfect. Yeah, you stab both these little creatures in the face, and they also dissolve into boiling pools of goo.
So I stab them in, pull it out, and the blood just splurts everywhere. The little blood splurts on my face, and just, wow! I love this!
Awesome. And so now it's the...
Oh, sorry, one more thing.
One more thing, yeah.
And then, never mind.
You sure?
Yep.
Okay. So the wretches go next. So they're kind of like these... They're still maybe like a size medium creature. These long, gangly limbs and like hunched over, almost like sloth or gorilla-like forearms, but really, really skinny. One arm's like a little longer than the other, and they just kind of crumpling forward, really gross. And
Ugh.
seeing their minions being destroyed, they turn to both of you and howl and then attack you both.
Cool.
Alright, so one hits D'Artagnan.
Oh.
So you take 5 slashing damage as this thing rakes its larger, sloth-like extended limb across your chest. And that is those fellas done, so that brings us to Olosis?
Alosis.
Oculus.
Thank you.
You mean Merle?
Merle.
Girl. So Oculus is much more just a one-on-one kind of guy. He's not going to get himself into a group. What kind of guys has he got in front of him?
In front, there's a few more of these little wretches, and a little further off, fighting D'Artagnan and Flax are the 2 larger ones.
Alright, well, he's going to take on the wretches one-on-one. He's going to swing his cutlass, which is just a slashing version of a rapier, and see if he hits. He rolled a 15.
Yeah, that hits.
All right, and then 1d8 damage plus 3, 5 damage.
5? Cool. And were you going for the one that D'Artagnan whipped the other little smaller one at, or the one that hasn't taken any damage yet?
Whoever looks more healthy, he likes to fight in like uneven playing field.
Cool. Dueling, I like it. So I picture you almost like calling out a challenge to this thing and then running over it.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know why he likes this though. He doesn't know why he's doing anything, but he feels like he needs to.
Instinct.
Also, have you seen his dad?
We'll
Have you
find
seen my
it.
dad?
Alrighty, Victor.
So I'm going to stay around near Akara, trying to observe for the strongest beasts in this area, trying to avoid them, and also trying to see any of our allies that might be strong enough to sit near. Can I perceive to see maybe a safer spot to stay in this battlefield to survive? For 6 plus 4... Sorry, that's 9 plus 4 is 13.
13? Cool. Kind of at the center of the Devil's Line is the same guy that Paul was standing beside before. This hulking, scarred, bearded devil. He's got, like, some of his tendrils are ripped and, like, cut off, and he's missing an eye. He's clearly survived a fair amount of time in the Blood War.
So I'm going to start using my disengage action to head towards Paul, I suppose, D'Artagnan, this hulking dude that also just threw someone, I think. I don't know if I would have saw that, but ready to head in that direction, and as I go, I would duck, dodge, and dip and dive. Speaking of the many things I would do for my love again.
Cool. Very cool. So you can definitely get, like, right up to D'Artagnan if you want as well. He's probably only about, like, 15, 20 feet away.
And I'm going to approach this big barbarian devil, saying, I'm Victor Valentine, and I'm here to assist you and all of your friends to make sure we all get out of here safely. For I need to survive through this fight. I need to get to the other side of hell. And then I'm going to call over my companion that I've been traveling with for the last maybe few years, depending on how long we've been in hell, and call him over to this location as well so we can have a forefront. I have an armored friend. He's on his way. I can't get an accent right. This guy's going to switch his accents like probably 100 times, just warning everybody here before I find something I really like.
Yeah.
Well, I like it so
Victor
far.
Valentine.
I almost thought you a little bit British, right? You're kind of going for that team
Does D'Artagnan have anything to say back there too, Paul?
It's making fun of accents.
Yeah, D'Artagnan kind of floats in between, you know, a little bit of John Wayne and a little bit of, I don't know, it's mostly just John Wayne at this point.
That's a good place to start. Sounds good. All right, and then last but not least, Akara.
All right, so seeing the front in the balance, Kara will stride up to where Valentine and the barbarian are engaged in combat, and standing just behind the barbarian, he'll take out a net and lob it towards the larger demon. And that's a natural 20.
Woo! Yeah, you just
And,
encapsulate this mofo.
Throw that on him and shout, "Bring him down! Kill the demons!"
Awesome.
And so yeah, he's restrained until
Cool.
he spends an action to, break free.
Is this the one that Sam is currently Holosis is dueling, or the other one?
No, it's the other one, the one that the barbarian
Leading to
is
his duel.
leaning into.
All right, awesome. So that brings us to the gaggle of horrible little demonic mains creatures.
Okay.
So there are 2 of them left, and so they're going to run forward. One's going to attack Victa, and the other is going to attack Flax. Oh, damn. So, Victor, you get crit
Ooh.
for a massive 8 damage as this little horrible creature runs up to you with its claws and rakes you violently across, like, the thighs or something. They're pretty small.
Wait, I've got
Just
my
running in
shielded
between. In
protection
between.
fighting style. Can I impose disadvantage on this
Absolutely.
attack?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so he misses.
Perfect.
So he comes towards
So
you.
in between the barbarian's legs, and then just about to run at me, and then get
Shield out.
shoved,
Nope.
shoved by a shield.
Yeah, face glistening with excitement and saliva dripping from his horrid little teeth, and then
Step back.
Akaya. Akaya?
Akara.
Akara. Akara.
And then Flax, another
There we
one,
go.
lunges at you, but misses horribly as well.
I laugh in his face. Ha 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 ha! You have nothing on me!
The other one's blood still on your face too.
Oh yeah.
Very cool. So that brings us back to the top with Dart. Before we get started, though, would someone like to roll a d6?
Got it. 2.
2. Cool. 2 more of these small creatures burst forth from the different other scuffles and battles going and kind of join this field of battle.
Can we see that on the board, by chance?
Yeah, totally. Do you want like a
Little map.
little bit of a map? Totally.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I feel like we're doing a little bit of figure of the mind, so maybe describe what you're drawing for us.
So basically, the way I kind of think of it right now is you guys are at a beach, are a bit of like a beachhead, you could say. So you guys are located
With no water.
No water, just like a
Metaphorical
metaphorical
beachhead.
beachhead.
Okay.
So standing against the tide of like a whole bunch of like a fuck ton of little demons
Oh.
and devils and stuff.
So the devils are the water, or demons are the water in this
And
case.
we are the rock.
Yeah,
Ah.
exactly. So they're all
That's
pushing
no
in
one.
from this way. And so let's go with a couple minis here then too.
I grabbed a couple evil minis.
Okay, sweet. Let's go with. Do we have another larger one? Let's go
Yeah.
with these two. Can be the
Skeletons.
wretches, and then we have one. Is this gonna be you for now?
Me, yeah.
Cool.
We're gonna up our mini game here.
Yeah. And then we'll do everyone else. So 2, and then 4. So all these ones are the mains. All right, cool. So as far as it's just a big battlefield, so like every square is 2 scale. These are the 2 dogs, the 2 wretches, and then 2 and 4 of these guys are the little mains that are running around.
And who just got encapsulated with the net?
This guy here.
This guy. This guy?
Mhm.
Perfect.
All right, and D'Artagnan's, you're up.
And I'm going to pull out my great sword. And my great sword, at the end of it, it kind of, in Lord of the Rings, the orc swords kind of have that, like, the one side that has the spike on it.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I got one of those. So I see this guy kind of, like, in the net. And when I pull out my great sword, I flip it to that side and whip down on him with a great thundering strike. And that is a 13.
You should have advantage when he's restrained though too, I
Ooh.
believe, right?
You do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and that is a 22.
So yeah, as this horrible wretch is just writhing in this net with its gangly limbs all akimbo, you murk the fuck out of it. How much damage do you do?
That is... I need 9 damage.
9? Awesome. That thing is most definitely bloodied.
And that'll be my turn.
Cool. That brings us to Flax.
Cool. So, I look at Osolas. Osolas? I look at Osolas. Osolas?
Mr. Solus?
Mr. Solus. I use Bardic Inspiration on him. So you have a D6.
I hate this so much.
It's
You give me
okay.
part of inspiration, so
Yes. So you get a D6. And then
Thank you.
I run right up.
is it D6 right now?
Yeah,
Thank you.
D6. And then I run right up to the guy beside you, the enemy that you're dueling, and I use my main action short sword to try to stab him
In the knees.
good.
in the knees. Yeah. Oh, and that is a 23 to hit.
Very nice.
So that should deal. That's 8 damage.
8
to
damage?
The, 8 damage to the right kneecap.
Okay, this abyssal wretch is most definitely bloodied as well.
Good. You can do it, buddy.
As you stab it in the knee, you see its leg buckle.
Nice. And that's the end of my turn.
Cool. Alright, so now the wretch's turn to go. So the one that is stuck in the net. Sorry, Oculus, what are you? 12? Yeah, okay, so wretches are first. Yeah, so it just writhes feebly as it's starting to bleed out in this net. The other one,
No
however,
escape.
turns to smack Oculus, or Solos,
And does he?
getting a big miss. So giving your leaf form, I assume you just elegantly dodge out of the way. Maybe even taunting it as
Yeah,
you
I
dodge.
do a little parry.
Parry? Cool.
My dad hits harder
Oh,
than
yeah.
you.
I say something very offensive about his mother.
Nice. And he looks back at you and says,
Tyler.
my mother's got nothing on your daddy, boy.
Yikes.
He can't actually talk, but that's just for me. And speaking of after pairing, it is your turn.
Awesome. So how many of those wretches are in front of me?
So there's the one that you're currently dueling, and there's another one bleeding out in a net, and
This
there's a
is
few
you.
more little creatures coming down around you as well.
Okay, so
And this is the guy I just
okay,
stabbed in the
perfect. Then I'm
kneecap.
just gonna go for the guy who missed horribly. I'm
Sounds
gonna go for
good.
the guy who said something about my dad.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Daddy!
All right, I rolled a hit. Was a 14 hit?
It does.
Awesome. Another D8, and that's gonna be an 11.
Yeah, so you overkill this fellow. How does it happen?
What'd you say about my daddy?
Real
My
or
dad can
imagined?
beat up your mom.
Awesome, so that was the first real kill of the campaign.
Nice.
Ratch one.
That brings us back to Victor Valentine.
After nearly getting nailed by this crawling creature as it runs through this big barbarian's legs and right towards me, getting hit by a shield, I want to thank my dragon friend and give him a pat on the back. From there, I'm going to approach this clawing beast who's still alive, I believe, and right in front of me, and I'm going to claw him back with my primal savagery claws, just growing right out of my hands, and hopefully I'm going to hit this guy as I scratch him back for a critical fail.
Oof.
Do we have inspiration yet?
We do.
I'm not going to use it. I'm going to fail.
Gonna hold off. Cool. Maybe it's just lumbering gait. Oh wait, no, this one's restrained, so you have advantage.
Ah, advantage is nice.
Mm-hmm.
So, reaching for the first swing, do not hit it, but again for 17.
17 definitely hits.
I'm just going to do my 1d10, which is primal savagery, for 8 damage.
Cool.
Poison as I rip open his body, I'm hoping.
Oh yeah, you tear him apart.
Nice. Claw him back.
As you do so, the remaining manes that have been milling about kind of recoil in terror and look like they're potentially on the cusp of running away.
I try and reserve myself and hide back my disgusting claws, retreating back to regular fingers, and put that back into... Sam, what are you doing?
He's got a mustache on.
He's been sitting there twirling it at me.
Beautiful.
There we go.
Is there anything else you want to do there as well, Chad?
That's the end of my turn.
That's the end? Cool. That brings us back to Ikara. So before you've seen your friends dispose of the two largest threats, and the smaller ones look like they're on the cusp of perhaps fleeing.
All right. Well, I've always learned that it's sometimes you just gotta flex on people. Can I get a good cone of them and a breath weapon? 15-foot cone?
You can probably get like 3 of them.
All right, in that case, that's absolutely what I'm going to do. They all need to make DC 11 dex saves.
I do not think they are very dexterous.
I sure hope not.
Wow. That's 2 crit fails.
Oh, fuck yeah. Those who fail take 7 points of damage. Those who succeed take half that.
And what's a success for you?
11.
11. Cool. So 1 does succeed, but then... What, is it fire damage you do?
It is fire damage.
So you just immolate 2 of them, and then the other takes half damage and is still immolated as well.
All right, at that point, I'm going to draw my silver longsword and stride forward towards any survivors, calling out, "Break their spines! Leave no survivors!"
Awesome.
Which is probably a little bit, he's getting a little bit excited in this combat.
That's badass.
But, sometimes when you're fighting literal demons, they ain't got no humanity.
So I hear this a little bit, and I'd like to yell something out too. And burn their flesh! Don't forget about burning their flesh!
Awesome. Especially since he just did burn their flesh too, which is perfect.
Yeah.
Cool, and after this show of force, they do start to retreat, actually. And there's also a pushback from behind you as well. And if anyone wants to make a perception check, there might be something interesting there, too.
14.
I roll a 9.
9?
It's like Paul and I both Dart and I both go to perceive this and look the same way, and then we both end up in each other's way. 'Cause, I don't think we're very perceptive on that one. I got a 9.
Cool.
But this view ain't big enough for the both of us.
Nice. All right, so yeah, pushing back from the ranks behind you, from behind the bearded devil, is some more reinforcements of Lemirs, which are like the weakest form of devil.
Oh, good.
They nasty. They look like little kind of globby people with like very pained expressions on their faces. And among them is a larger, more humanoid figure as well, but you can't really make anything else out from this distance.
Immediately around me, do I see any weapons on the ground from the people we were just fighting?
None of them had weapons.
None of them had weapons.
No. You could pick up. There's potentially some claws from the wretches.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Could I pick one of those up and throw it at them? At the horde of people like running away?
Yeah, totally.
Strike check.
Just do. Go sure.
Or,
I feel like this would be more dex based because it's just a small object, though.
It's yeah. Can I do? Is there a bigger object I can throw then?
Whip a rock if you want.
Yeah, I want to whip a big ass rock. Fuck them.
Hell yeah.
That is. Are we doing athletics or acrobatics?
I go for athletics.
Cool. So that is a 16.
Cool. Yeah, you just. I'm picturing you like bowl down, squat up this massive boulder, and just like soccer toss
Fuck yeah.
into the backs of the retreating mains, and you crush a whole bunch of them.
Yeah. I'm like, whoa! Just fired up.
Human bowling.
Got a bit of a hoedown going. Like when the Cowboys kind of do the kind of hoedown looking, kind of bounce it from one leg to yeah. If I had kind of finger guns shoot up in the air, pretty stoked on it.
Cool. Very cool. So with that, you're kind of enveloped by the wave of devilish reinforcements, and the bearded devil strolls up to you as well and says, "Well done. We fought off another wave."
Thank you, Blood Eye.
Of course, D'Artagnan.
He knew my name.
You others could aspire to such feats.
I'm gonna retrieve my net and just how dare
Hey,
put the team on my back.
sorry about that, Akara. I might have put a few extra holes in your net, making there be less holes in your net.
Just shake my head.
I want to go up to
If this
Akara
was not literally hell, it would be a figure of one.
and tell him that he might not be the brightest, but this behemoth is definitely someone we want on our team. But let's keep moving and get out of this hell.
I can only hope.
Is there any place that we can go that maybe isn't a battlefield?
Yeah. There's a camp a little ways back that you guys can head back to if you want.
Nice.
Blood Eye is also heading back as well, and you do notice that same humanoid figure looking around to tend any wounded and is also heading back that way too.
Can I play my cymbals while we walk back?
Yeah, totally.
Smash! Smash!
Fuck! That's your instrument is cymbals?
Yeah.
That's going to be annoying.
Yeah.
Ching, ching. Oh, do you have any sort of rhythm at all, or are you like trying to do like...
I'm learning.
cha-cha-cha?
I don't know, let's see. I'm still learning.
Yeah, what's your performance?
+4, so 10.
10? That's decent for a war chime.
Mm-hmm. Each victory demands a celebration!
Cool. And so as you guys are heading back through the lines, there's some trenches and the camp itself. Most of the devils don't actually need any sort of camp or anything, so the actual camp is just a series of cloth tarps kind of draped against the canyon walls.
I see.
Where's Sam?
Having some issues. One sec.
So is there any sort of commander leading our attack?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
would be the bearded devil
The
fellow.
bearded
Yeah.
devil, correct.
Who's headed back to the camp right now as well.
A Morgan Blood Eye. While we're heading back to the camp, I'm I'm like almost like a giddy kind of schoolboy, like kind of putzing along behind him, chest puffed out, and kind of like trying to sharpen my axe and show him how like cool it is and shit. Or not my axe, my sword and shit. I'm like,
He's wiping his glaive clean of demonic ichor as well.
yeah. I go, how about that for daddy issues? And I look over at Marco, like Macho Man, what's it?
Is this Sam's character or is this
Masolas.
Ocelos or
Masolas.
Osolas? I can't remember. Ocelos.
Ocelos, yeah.
Nice. I'm sure he sheds an angry tear.
It's a lot less fun when he's not around.
So for those characters who have now met and didn't know each other previously, anything to say to each other?
I'm gonna congratulate everyone on the beautiful bloodletting that happened. It's my favorite to see burnt flesh and blood, and well, this powerful Akara, you did very good today. It was very enjoyable watching you.
All right, I'm gonna, suppress the fact that this guy's a little bit kind of super concerning and gives me a lot of kind of moral qualms, even for someone who is currently residing in literal hell. And say, I appreciate your recognition. You also fought well, and perhaps we shall fight again sometime against this spit on the ground endless tide of demons and filth. And just kind of glower away as I itch at this irritating brand upon my scales, denoting my enforced servitude to actual devils.
So I think my tattoo
Not hugely.
is gonna be on my face, almost like teardrop style, when you go to hell.
Cool.
Or, when you go to jail. When you go to hell. I'm doing my time, and I'm loving every minute of it.
Okay, so as you guys arrive back at camp, did anyone actually... I guess you took a little bit of damage,
I
right?
did take a little bit of damage.
I think I toned down the encounter perhaps a little bit too much. As you go back, Blood-Eye wanders over to the command tent and does say to everybody, "That was one wave of many. The real battle begins tomorrow." And saunters off.
I want to sigh, shake my head, and... What must we fight through all of this just to get to the end to where we're headed? Can we not just leave, escape, and none of them will know?
I point to the mark on my face and say, "You have a duty to serve, you know? You can't be just running off willy-nilly."
But speaking of running off willy-nilly, aren't you guys trying to get across hell?
Across hell, deeper into hell. It's all the same.
You do know that the Blood War happens on all levels of hell, or a lot of them, and that a lot of the devil armies do travel the River Styx to other levels. So it could be a potential means to travel as well, and in a sense of safety being part of a great army.
I'm going to travel across that River Styx one day. I'm going to visit every level of hell.
You go in there too?
Eventually. I'm just kind of moseying on through and seeing where it takes me.
Wonderful.
Strolling back into camp now as well is, if anyone wants to make a perception check actually.
Yep.
Value big behemoth.
18.
I
Nice.
would not mind if we stick together.
8.
16.
So definitely with 16 and 18, strolling back, rather tired and weary, is actually a human.
Oh.
Wearing very worn and damaged chainmail armor with a very gaunt expression on his face and a shield on his arm with a religious symbol that looks like it's been like sheared through by a massive force trauma from some sort of bladed weapon, but then the holy symbol actually stopped the blow from going through.
Whoa.
So he's rolling over to another tent. Also sitting just kind of on the crags is another devil. Not one of the lowest ones, but almost like a messenger. It's a spined devil. I think you would definitely be familiar with it there, D'Artagnan.
Yeah, can I roll to see, was it Arcana?
What would that be? Would that be like a survival for, or maybe, what would that be for knowing what kind of devil something would be?
I think it'd be Arcana because it's kind of like...
Maybe religion?
Yeah,
okay.
religion, that sounds
Can I roll a
good.
religion as well?
Totally.
I want to know a little bit more about that paladin, or maybe a paladin, who
This fighting man.
this fighting man, and whether how strong he is, and if he's someone that we need on our side.
Cool. Looking at him, he's very gaunt, worn, and weathered. But if he's survived this long, seemingly by himself, he's got to have some sort of inner strength for sure. And looking at the shield, the holy symbol that is on his shield is actually a white hand as well.
As a religion is a 15. I know what god that is?
Yeah.
Is that Torm or Tyr?
Would be Torm
war god?
in this case, yeah.
Okay.
No, it's definitely a god of war.
Okay.
So, curious what brings a cleric or priest of a god of war into hell. And as far as the devil, you know it to be a spine devil. So it's kind of like an evolution of an imp. And you know that devils, they get promoted and then their form changes.
Mm-hmm.
So even the little lowly Lemirs, which are basically cannon fodder, if they perform well, they can get promoted into imps and into bigger, stronger things from there as well. And so this is like an evolved form of an imp. Think almost like Pokemon, you could say.
Okay. And then, can I actually go over and help that one injured fella get to the tent? You were saying there's the one injured demon who had, like, his holy symbols that, like, prevented wounds.
Totally. That one wasn't a devil, though. That was an actual human.
Yeah, I'm gonna go help that fella.
I want to walk over to him as well.
Yeah, definitely. Sounds good.
Not that I love holy crusaders, but in a place like hell, they're better friends than enemies.
Mm-hmm.
And the enemy of my enemy is definitely my friend.
Yeah, so you approach him as he wearily strolls over to his tent. He stops and looks at you and says, looks at you, you both go and approach him?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, adventurers. It's rare to see this many beings from the prime material plane on Avernus. What has brought you to this fell field?
I kind of go, well, a little bit of heritage and the blood war. This is where you forge your steel. This is... And then I kind of wait. Oh, yeah. This is... I forgot my accent. God damn. I'm just here to kind of test my metal on these kind of planes and see how kind of... If my heritage and where I come from is you know, is as evil and as disparative as they say.
You've come to the right place, friend. The Blood War is the war to end all wars.
I'm just going to sit there and, I guess, watch, see if he would like to join us as a group also looking to survive through and test our mettle, of course. Some more than others.
I'll comment that they often say that a war is to end all wars, but there's always another. Always.
And then there's this war, which never ends.
Then I pipe up, well, if this war's never end, how long you been fighting it?
Me? Enough time to age on the material plane, and my God sustains me, and that's enough. I find myself here to help the lost from truly losing their ways, so it would be my honor to assist you in the days to come.
What's your name, fella?
Praxis Splint.
And then I ask him if he knows anything more about this plane, like beyond the war. Like I know that this war is taking up a big part of this entire field here, but I'm pretty sure that there's more to it and there's a whole lot of fighting. I know at one point in time there was a few civilizations and stuff that lived here. You think they might have left any gold or anything like that? You think there's anything good kicking around these parts, or you think it's all just burning hell?
There's all kinds of hidden treasures and troves for those who would look. I've even heard of cities from other planes and other realms being dragged here as well.
Have you seen the dead from the planes? From our plane? If someone were to die and be sent here for eternity,
I have
could
seen
you get them out?
the odd soul. The vast majority of souls that come to Avernus are deposited through a giant portal in the Lake of Despond. It's where there's an infernal forge that stores all these lost souls and turns them into Lemirs and other devils. It's a place of terror.
Have you been there?
I've seen it but from afar and see the storm clouds gather and swirl over the lake. I've served with Blood-Eye here for quite some time. As far as devils go, he may be gruff, but he's an honorable soul.
I think my character is probably not very impressed with anyone that believes heavily in God, so he's probably not showing a whole lot of interest in listening to this guy, but just kind of hanging out.
For sure. You could also go seek out Blood Eye or the spine devil that you saw kind of hanging out on the wall as well.
So Blood Eye, is that the bearded devil?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think I'll hang out for now.
Sounds good.
I want to ask this guy a few more questions about why he's... I mean, is it really the friend of my friend is my enemy style for him as well? Does he agree with that? He's a god-worshipping paladin of Tormur Tyr, working with devils, their sworn enemy, to fight demons.
I'm here mostly for people like you. It's most people that come here, maybe mercenaries, maybe slaves, all of the above, they do end up here. Some even lost souls end up fighting in the war themselves. I'm here to stop them to keep them alive as long as I can and keep them from becoming devils themselves.
This could be our chance. We could go further into hell with this fellow as a small team than through the front lines of battle, nearly dying every time.
An audacious attempt.
A smaller
But the
group.
risks, not insignificant that way either, my friend. Do not underestimate them.
Well,
And how would we gain passage? This man?
That's what I'm thinking.
The devils tolerate my presence, but I'm not free to go anywhere I please. Right now, my path lies with Blood Eye.
well, that's what I'm kind of thinking. If we can somehow see if Blood Eye needs something done along out that way, we could just kind of we could go and pick your chickie up, and we could go maybe do something for the war. You know, a little bit of you scratch my back, I scratch your back. So what if we were to talk to Mr. Blood Eye and see if we can come up with a mutual agreement about him helping us with our endeavor, as well as us helping him with this war? You guys picking up what I'm throwing down?
Like reconnaissance?
Victor very, very much is, and is pushing for whatever was just said.
Praxis nods and says, if you seek an audience with Blood Eye, he would welcome the conversation.
All right, I'm thinking.
Is he branded as well?
Splint.
Showing him the brand of what I have on my chest, he has on his face.
Mine's on my neck.
Nice. If you ask, he definitely complies and says, yes, I'm branded as well. And you see him pull back his raggedy chain shirt. You can just see the touch of it on his chest.
We are one and the same then.
Well, we're probably destined to fight forever anyway. Might as well have fun while doing it.
Self-improvement.
Well, Practice, if you could you call us an audience with the lead devil?
Before we go into this interaction, does anybody else have charisma or persuasion?
Forget a bit.
Cool.
Our dragon friend, we will find you the riches and the lore that you deserve. But we will not find it at these front lines. Convince
Not expect so.
this devil that we can walk out of here hopefully unscathed with the knowledge and everything that we came here for. Everything we risked so much for.
And how will we persuade him of this? We are bound to his service. You know this as well as I do. It is marked into our very flesh. What will we offer him? Our souls? I think not.
Our service, simply that. Well, here's where the fun part about the situation is. Well, I'm sure there's got to be something somewhere that he needs done that we can go do.
That's a definite possibility. As a plan B, we could always try and trick a devil.
Anybody good at the fiddle?
Thank you very much for listening to our nervous first steps, and we'll see you next time on Tales from the Coast.